Hello and welcome back to our June Art Challenge. We are doing 3 paintings each week in the month of June and having a different theme for each week. This week's theme is Farmers Market Finds. Showing you the colors that we're going to be using today. We are going to paint some carrots, and I'm using Indian Yellow, Scarlet, and Violet. And I am using my Paul Rubens set, but you can use whichever paints you've got. If you're interested in any of my supplies, they will all be linked in the description. I'm using a size 2 round brush. These happen to be the Princeton snap brushes. So let's just get right into it. We're going to paint some rainbow carrots today. And we'll start in the middle with our scarlet red. And I'm going to start with just a light wash of it to begin with. And I'm going to leave plenty of room at the top because I want some greens for our carrots, and making it a little bit twisty down towards the bottom. All right, and this is nice and wet because I'm going to add some more red to it. I'm just going to start dabbing it in here and there, letting it just kind of flow, having some lighter spots and some darker spots. And we can always darken it up after it dries as well, but I like wet on wet just because I like to allow the watercolors to do their own thing. We'll have more control if we do wet on dry, but yes, like I said, I like this to just kind of spread out. And I'm doing something I don't normally do. I'm going to let these blend together. So I'm going to go right into my violet while this is still wet. And I'm going to have quite a bit of water on my brush here too, and I'm just going to let them run right together. So first, just kind of go like that and let them. Again, we're letting the watercolor paint do its thing. And you can see it bleeding right into the red. And that makes me nervous, honestly, but I kind of like it too. So I like it when other people do it, and then it just makes me nervous when I do it. I don't know why. All right, and then I just grabbed some more purple or the violet, and I'm going to make it a nice, vibrant color here. And we can always add more later, leaving a little bit of lighter purple showing as well. If we wanted more to go in the red, we can just tap it right there and let it bleed on over there. And hopefully our red is still wet, and I'm going to go right into our Indian Yellow and let that touch. And if it's not wet, that's okay. Oh yeah, it is. So you can see how the red then is bleeding into our yellow. I think rainbow carrots are so cool. I grew carrots. Have you ever grown carrots in your garden? I didn't do rainbow ones, but I did do regular carrots, and they were about that big. So I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if it was the variety. Okay, what do you think? Do you like the bleeding of the colors? I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Now I'm going to grab some more Indian Yellow with less water this time and just kind of dab it in again just to darken up some of the spots. Harder to see on the yellow since the red has bled over there. We are also going to add some pen detail. This will be a line and wash. And at this point, I'm going to let everything dry. Actually, that violet, the little twisty thing down here, I just want to bring it together a little bit. We can do that with our pen too, but it was just bugging me just enough that I wanted to do something about it. Okay, now we're going to let this dry. All right, love the purple, the violet, and I love the Indian Yellow. The red is not dark enough for me. So I'm going to go into my scarlet and just darken it up a little bit here. And then we'll let that dry as well. I might be making a mistake here because I also want to bring in some dark lines, but I can do that with pen too. I was going to do that just with the different colors, but we'll see. Let's let this dry and see what we've got. I am liking that red much better. So I'm going to come in now and we're going to paint in the greens of our carrots. And I just have water on my brush. It's a clean brush with just water. And I'm just going to place that water somewhat haphazardly up here above the carrots. And then I'm going to grab my green, which I did not tell you about my green. The green we're going to be using today is Hooker's green. That's what I'm using anyway. You can use whatever green you'd like. You can do more of a liney green and then add dark green, whatever you'd like. But I've just got Hooker's green on my brush now, and I'm just going to tap it in. And we will do some definition with our pens here in a little bit. But for now, and I'm trying to be careful not to reactivate any of the yellow, red, or purple, but get the green in there close enough. All right. And now I'm going to dry my brush off on my paper towel, just twisting it on the paper towel and dipping into the Hooker's green to give it some darker variations here. And we can also do some wet on dry after this dries. I'm going to do it darker kind of down by the carrots. All right. That just makes sense to me. You do not have to do that. No, you do not. All right, let's leave that to dry. And as you can see, that dried very lightly, so I'm just going right into my Hooker's green, and we're just going to dab in some more of the green, letting some of the lighter green still show through. You can see we're not being precise here. You can if you'd like to be. That helps your brain. You should do that. All right, a little bit more. And I might even let it dry more, and well, I'm going to let it dry more, but let's see where we are after this. I am really liking these colors. Okay, coming in, I've got a Micron 8. I have got to get new pens, and they're on my birthday list, so let's see. All right, I'm going to add in just kind of the little markings on the carrots. Sorry, I have to go up and down because this is just running. It's just, she's running low. She's tired. She's a tired pen. We're going to just kind of alternate it first, and then I can add in more lines if I want to, because I don't want it to look perfectly alternated. Alternated? Is that a word? Anyway, you know, I don't want it to be like perfect either. So that looks pretty good. Do the same up here. We're just going to do the same for each carrot. And I'm so sorry if I'm blocking the whole painting. Trying to get out of the way so you can see, but hard to do when you've got old pens. All right. And last but not least, the purple. Black's going to be hard to see on this one, but maybe not. All right, I like it. And maybe on this one we'll do a little extra stringy thing down here. Yeah, I like that. I think it would look weird if I did it on the lighter colors, but I like it on the purple. You know how sometimes they have these little hairy things sticking off. Okay, now for the greens, we're just going to just scribble them in here. All right, and kind of make them individual little green tops. You can see, scribble, scribble. I know this bothers some people. I lose subscribers sometimes when I scribble too much. Who knows why you lose subscribers? It just goes up and down and up and down, and it's okay. Because I unsubscribe from people too sometimes. If I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not into that, whatever the subject might be. Okay. So I'm tempted to splatter or put in a background of some sort. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to just bring in my jelly roll and add some white just for some contrast here. I don't know why I'm doing them horizontal. I did not think this through. I just like to see white pop in my colors here. All right, and scribble some in there as well. I'm going to just add some white in between. That just feels right. I don't know. I'm wanting more messy black. I want the black to go outside of each of these carrot lines. Oh, you know what? I think I'll go ahead and outline the whole thing. Each of these guys. And I feel like now that I've added the black line, I can make these a little bit more, you know, hairy and rooty. Not hairy, rooty. They have roots at the bottom there. I have to splatter. I just have to. I'm going to start with some violet. And I'm just going to splatter. Okay, a little bit. We're going to keep it minimal this time. I know, I don't usually do that, but red. And let's get our, sorry, that was scarlet. And now we've got our Indian yellow. You know, I'm pretending I have any control over this. There we go. I like it. Now what about green? I'm feeling it. Said I was going to be minimalist, didn't I? Green up here. And right there. Okay. Calling it good. Letting it dry, and then I'll sign it. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm glad I did the splatter. That did it for me. That makes it complete. I'm bringing in my Sharpie pen, and I kind of want to sign up the carrot, but I'm going to just do it right down here. And that wraps up day 5 of our June Art Challenge. I hope you enjoyed today's Farmer's Market find. And we've got just one more painting in this week's theme, and then we're already heading into week 3. I can hardly believe it. And I'm really excited to show you what is next. Thank you so much for spending this creative time with me today. And I hope you'll consider hitting the like button and maybe leaving a comment if you're feeling up to it, and subscribing if you haven't already. That really helps the small channels out. And I'll see you in the next one.